Thank you so much for being here this morning. Welcome to Rocket Arena on this absolutely historic day for Cleveland, for Ohio, for all of women's sports. I am Serena Winters. I am the sideline reporter for the Cavaliers in this amazing city of Cleveland. Thank you. What an honor, what a privilege it is, and I truly, truly mean that, to be standing up here today as we officially introduce the team name, the brand for your Cleveland WNBA franchise. The 16th team in the league, owned and operated by Rock Entertainment Group, our amazing chairman, Dan Gilbert, and it will be tipping off right here in Rocket Arena in 2028. Amazing. When I tell you this is an honor and a privilege for me, I deeply mean that, because I was once just a young girl who found a basketball and pursued a dream. And I am standing here today still pursuing that dream because of basketball. I am one of the many testaments to how important, to how valuable, to how momentous this game and women's sports can be. So as we introduce officially the team name and brand for your Cleveland WNBA franchise, I hope you are all so proud to be a part of this amazing moment. Please join me in welcoming Rock Entertainment Group, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Rocket Arena CEO Nick Barlage, and Cleveland Cavaliers President of Basketball Operations, Kobe Altman.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Cleveland, you always show up, and we cannot thank you enough for being here today. You know, today is another step in a 4-year journey for us to bring this team back to Northeast Ohio. And we couldn't do it without a few thank yous. First, to our public officials in attendance, Lieutenant Governor Tressel, Honorary Mayor Justin Bibb, to all of our, round of applause for our public officials. To our city and county council members that are here, and to all of our leaders here in the community, we thank you so much. To our investors who are sitting here, you had the confidence to come on this journey with us, and we wouldn't be here without you. And then to our partners that we've recently announced, Progressive Insurance, Cleveland Clinic, and Key Bank, thank you so much. When we announced Key Bank, they mentioned something that I thought was so unique. They talked about being a part of the origin story of something new. And to our initial payment season ticket holders that are here, you really are the origin story about what this is all about, and you've helped us create this foundation today, and we cannot thank you enough. To the student athletes that are in attendance, this moment really is yours. You're going to grow up, and this is going to be your team. And so to the men, and the young men and the young women that are here in attendance, that are student athletes across all of Northeast Ohio, thank you, and this moment belongs to you. Finally, in closing, to our team members who have poured their heart, their sweat, their time, and their energy into making this happen, thank you so much. And to our former Rocker players who are here, we stand on your shoulders today. We stand on your shoulders in this moment, and we cannot thank you enough. Finally, to Supper, our creative agency that guided us through this process, you pushed us, you pulled us, you helped us get to where we are today. Most importantly, to our chairman, Dan Gilbert and Grant Gilbert, we would not be here today without your stewardship, your leadership, and your guidance. Thank you so much. You know, we didn't build a round of applause into the run of show, so this is great. Thank you all for the engagement. You know, Dan has a saying, you'll see it when you believe it. And when we set out to make this a reality, there was no ism that couldn't be more akin to what we are trying to do today. You know, this is a belief that's been manifesting itself for a long time, a belief in sports and entertainment as a platform to bring our community together, to ultimately allow us to level the playing field and provide women an opportunity to be professional athletes right here in the great state of Ohio. The process to get us here, when Cobes and I started this, it was a competitive one. There was a lot of markets. We knew firsthand how the trajectory of women's sports, and specifically women's basketball, would help. And what led us to this day is a belief in Cleveland, a belief that Cleveland deserves this, and a belief from our chairman through our entire team of a commitment on betting on people first and putting us in a place to have another great civic asset for us to wrap our arms around. Cleveland deserves this. You believed it, and now we get to see it today.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. What a monumental day. What a great day for the city, for Northeast Ohio, really all of the state of Ohio, when you think about bringing a women's professional basketball team here. Think about that. And I think about what hits me is the energy in this building. You kind of have to zoom out. I think me, Nick, and Grant, and everyone involved have been in the weeds of this thing, right? Securing the bid, figuring out the team name, the logo, the colors, the storylines. And then it hits you today, like you zoom out and you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to announce a new franchise. Like, that's really special. And it hit me today, because I've kept it under lock and key, the name. And so my 8-year-old daughter today, I go, do you want to know the team name? She's like, yes, of course, I want to know the team name. So I show her the team name, the logo, the colors, and she goes, wow, Daddy, I love that. And I realized she's going to be a fan forever of this team. And she's going to grow up with new heroes and role models, and we're going to cherish them as a community like we know how to do in Cleveland. And so from a basketball standpoint, I just want to give you some insight of what we think about this team. From day one in 2028, we were going to fully integrate this team into the basketball ecosystem of what we have here. That's with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Charge, and everything that we do, the connectivity, the culture, the resources, all are going to be ingrained into this new women's basketball team. And we believe that championship organizations are built by investing in these players on and off the court, and that philosophy has shaped everything we do in Cleveland and will be central to our WNBA team. These new players, these new role models, these heroes are going to have access to world-class facilities, performance, medical, player development, all the stuff that we've invested in on the men's side, growing the culture, the resources are going to be available to the women. That's how we feel about this team. So we can't wait to get started, and in 2028, it's going to happen. So back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Coach. Look, as we said, Cleveland and Ohio, across the great state, as a region, we deserve this. This is more than just a belief, though. When you look at so many different things that we studied as we got ready for this bid, whether within our youth academy, which has almost 90,000 participants in it every single year, the fastest growing segment is young girls, young women, engaging in the game and playing in the game that we love. If you go back a couple of years ago, we hosted the Women's Final Four here in 2024. Still the most watched in the history of the tournament. 24 million viewers tuned in to watch. And those events right here at Rocket Arena sold out in less than 30 minutes. So when you take these great things and you combine them with the growth of the WNBA, attendance up 34% year over year. Last year in 2025 marked the most watched season in the WNBA for the second consecutive year. You combine this with an economy that is being driven by consumers that love experiences. Gen Z and millennials, 7 out of 10 of them would rather attend an experience than invest in a good. But I'm here to tell you that this team will be built for all generations, for all demographics, and for all walks of life here in society. When we invest at the highest of levels. You know, right now, as we sit here today, when we put the ball in the air in 2028, Dan Gilbert and the Gilbert family have invested $1.1 billion in sports and entertainment infrastructure here in Northeast Ohio. So this is more than just belief. This is, and it's not just a moment, it's a movement. And it's a part of what we're going to create as we write this next great chapter in Ohio sports history.
So what went into this pitch to get the team here was the Cleveland experience, right? And we're high self-esteem here, right? High self-esteem recruiting. And when, well, almost 2 years ago, me, Nick, Grant Gilbert, a whole contingent of us descended upon New York City in the league office to pitch Cleveland as the next WNBA city. You're not going to find more bullish people on Cleveland than us, right? We're going to be able to sell this thing. And as I'm pitching it, I'm talking about Cleveland first. The basketball infrastructure speaks for itself, but the city, and I'm talking about Cleveland in the summer and the lakefront and the sunsets and our patio scene and our dining and our arts. And I realized I started to get jealous. I'm like, the women get the best seasons. This is the spring, summer, and fall. Oh my gosh. Think about how amazing this Cleveland experience is going to be for our women, right? And so I'm pitching, I'm like, this thing sells itself. We're good. This is one of the best cities in the world, especially in the WNBA season. And so I wanted to make sure that we emphasized when we went down to New York what we were talking about here. And you guys are going to show up and embrace and show what a wonderful fan base we are. So give it up for yourselves. We believe a winning culture starts with players who embrace the team, embrace the community, and the opportunity to represent Cleveland. We talk about this all the time. I'm like a broken record. When we recruit people from every parts of the organization, we want talented players that have great attitudes, great work ethic, and the most important, that really want to be in Cleveland. And I have no doubt that we're going to find special talents that are going to come to this city and embrace it. Our vision is to set a new standard for women's professional basketball by building a first-class organization led by basketball leadership focused on sustainable success, focused on the culture, and making Cleveland first.
Today, it's more than unveiling a name and a logo. Today starts a new chapter in what promises to be an era, not just in Cleveland, but across the state of Ohio, that's built on confidence, conviction, and a desire to make sure that Ohio is at the heart of it all. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Exciting.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Kobe Altman. All right. You've been waiting 13 months for this moment. Cleveland, it's time to hear the call.
There's a story carried across these waters, a sound that never disappeared.
Bite my tongue, bite my tongue, wearing a warning sign. Wait till the world is mine.
They told her to be quiet, to be smaller, softer, seen but never heard. But she was never meant to whisper. She is the force Cleveland has been waiting for. We are the Cleveland Sirens. From these waters, a powerful new voice rises.
You should see me in the crowd.
Forged on our shores, rooted in the past, built for what's next. This is her story. This is her voice. And the world is listening. Hear the call.
Like, thank you, ambassadors. As you can see, Senior Director, Youth Basketball Operations, Jess Davis. Lutheran High School Student Athlete and Sirens Brand Ambassador, Talia Pollard. Cleveland Rockers legend, Janice Braxton. Kenston High School Student Athlete and Sirens Brand Ambassador, Lucy DeFranco. And now, I'm proud to announce Cleveland Sirens President of Basketball Operations, Allison Howard!
You should see me in the crowd. I'm gonna win, there's nothing to hold. Watch me make them bow one by one. You should see me in the crowd.
I am proud to announce and introduce to you Cleveland WNBA's franchise, the Cleveland Sirens. I gotta say, it feels so good to finally say that out loud to so many people. Over the past 13 months, really since we got the team, we have been asked, what are you going to name the team? So I would love to be the first to walk you through the beneath the surface of what we have been working on over the past 13 months. We knew that this team needed to be tied to our greatest asset, Lake Erie. It does deserve a round of applause all in of itself. We went through a ton of market research. We had focus groups, we had surveys, and many, many conversations in the community. And all of those conversations just kept validating that Sirens was it. This team needed to exist here and only here. It had to be authentically and distinctly Cleveland because we are that special. We are bold. We are a rising tide, and our identity needed to match that of this movement in women's sports right now and the movement that we have in Northeast Ohio. Simply put, this team will be absolutely impossible to ignore. A siren commands attention. She is unrivaled. She is powerful. She draws you in. She is loud by nature, but never, ever by force. The Cleveland Sirens are sharp, unapologetic, relentless, fearless, and representative of our great region, our great lake, and our great future. Our long Sirens Blue runway runs along our beautiful Lake Erie shores throughout Ohio and beyond. And over the last year, we've held over 40 different camps, clinics, and programs for young women all across Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, and Western New York, impacting more than 3,500 young athletes aged 8 to 17. And in just the past 3 weeks, as Nick has mentioned, we've aligned ourselves with prominent Ohio-based companies that have impeccable reputations nationwide. Those, of course, are Key Bank, Progressive Insurance, and Cleveland Clinic. And while all of that isn't enough, we have one more surprise. Today, we are making a $28,000 grant commitment to the Forward Girls Leadership Academy, which is our state's first and only tuition-free all-girls public high school. This partnership goes way beyond athletics. It invests in the whole girl. It invests in her confidence, in her health, and her future. And that is the commitment of the Sirens community. Simply put, that is what this team is all about. Every move we make is very, very intentional, and it is with our community first. Today is the complete embodiment of that, a thoughtful year-long process that was centered on listening. We heard your call. Now I would love to bring Serena back up, as well as my friend and our Vice President of Basketball and Business Operations, Grant Gilbert, for a bit of a deeper dive into the team name and brand identity. Please help me welcome those up.
How are we feeling so far, everybody? Feeling pretty good in here, right? As you can see, there has been so much put into this over these months. So to be able to see all the blood, the sweat, the tears finally come to fruition for me is truly an amazing moment. This process has been so community-driven, Grant, and I know that you surveyed the fan base, you held focus groups, had discussions really all over this entire region. So what were some of the major takeaways that you gathered?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's really important for people to understand that the Sirens is a result of total co-authorship. We interviewed thousands of people, literally thousands, from not just Cleveland, but all over the region. And how we started was not just asking people what the name should be, but more so trying to find out on a deeper level, what are you proud of about our city? What values do you want this team to represent? What do you want to see? What do you not want to see? And the three major things that really stood out that helped us ultimately name and brand the team, it had to stand on its own. I don't think that it would have worked. I don't think everyone here would be as excited if it was coordinated or inspired by something Cavs related. It had to have its own identity for sure. Secondly, the lake. We found out Clevelanders, as well as people all over the region, were super prideful of Lake Erie and really wanted to see a team identity reflect that. And then third, I think people wanted to see something progressive. They wanted to reflect the progress and the energy and the momentum that we're creating here in the city, as well as the WNBA at large. And I really couldn't be prouder of the result, because my family and I truly believe this team is a community asset, just as we feel for the Cavs, the Monsters, Charge, Cosm, and everything else that's going on in the city. So we do this so everyone here can feel a sense of ownership and pride and excitement, and we're proud to have created a brand through a collaborative process that reflects that.
Allison, the Siren is just such a defined key part of this brand. I mean, every time I've watched that video, I see something new, I feel something new. Tell us about that character.
The Siren is very powerful, unapologetic, relentless, and we see the Siren as the epitome of power, but also the best teammate. And, you know, you could see even from the logo, you can feel this energy, this thunderous passion, right? And you look at the Siren's face, it's menacing. It's fearful. And you see the power even just in those features. And then with the hair, there's the 5 distinctive waves. Those, of course, will represent our 5 players out on the court, as well as our 5 Great Lakes. Yeah, see that? You know, lastly, she's ready. And this is really a testament to all of the fans in this building. She has been here, just like fans of women's sports. And she is ready to usher in a new era. The Siren has waited long enough, and now is the time.
Amazing, amazing. So we know that the Siren anchors the brand, but I think what's so neat is, you know, on first glance, you might see things and you don't know what they mean, right? Or every time you see something, you kind of see something new, right? So, Grant, what can you tell us that we should know about this brand?
Yeah, so what I really want everyone to understand here is the Sirens are going to be a big market team. There's no question about that. There's no place that is better to be in the summer than Northeast Ohio, and everyone around the WNBA, from the front office staff to the coaching staff to especially the players, are soon going to understand that. So when you combine that with the level of investment and care and the how great the fans are here, how great you guys are in showing up, that's what creates big markets. And so we're going to take big swings, because that's what we do. And we needed the brand to reflect that same level of boldness and attitude that we're going to operate the team with. And the result is an identity that's built behind a real character. We didn't want something that was just an idea or something amorphous. We really wanted something that people could rally behind, a real character. And we're really excited about that. And I think the other aspect of the Siren name and brand that was really considered and that we get very excited about is how authentically it extends just beyond the name and brand and logos itself, is, how we really own that Sirens blue throughout the league. And I can just imagine a sea of blue T-shirts in a playoff game. I think about foam finger siren claws. I think about a pregame siren call that's heard throughout the city, a siren scream as the opposing team is shooting free throws. The potential of the name is endless. And so this is the stuff that gets us really excited. And, we know you guys are going to have amazing ideas too, so I can't wait to hear them.
You're already starting them, Grant. I can already feel the murmur.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the colors are just incredible. They just bring me so much joy to see all of them. I hope you guys think the same. Allison, last question for you. What do you hope that this brand means to the fans who really helped shape it? Because as we started this whole program, this was created because of the fans.
Yeah. Pride. We want real, genuine pride when you think about this team, when you come to games here, when you wear the merchandise, because this team was made with you, not just for you. Also, confidence. We want you to feel the same conviction that we have felt since getting this team and in building this brand. And that is so important for all of us as we also carry on the story and share the story about what Kobe said, how special and unique Cleveland is, and bringing that to the world. And then last, and probably most importantly, is ownership. This team belongs to you. It does not just belong to this franchise. So, in closing, we started this when we announced the team. Together Starts Now was a big slogan that you all heard from us. Well, we are here to tell you, together is now, and it is time to celebrate the Cleveland Sirens and hear the call.
Give it up for Grant and Allison, everybody! And a round of applause for your Cleveland Sirens! Thank you to Allison, to Grant, to Nick, to Kobe, all the legends that have been a part of this, the student athlete brand ambassadors, and thank you to everybody here in the arena, those watching online, back at home, at work, for being here to tip off this new era of women's basketball and professional sports here in Ohio. We cannot wait to see what's next. Today's launch of the Cleveland Sirens has been 13 months in the making. I can tell you, being behind the scenes, how much passion, how much heart has gone into every single detail of this launch. And lucky for all of you, the fun is just getting started, baby. We've got Fan Fest. You can hear the call, the official Cleveland Sirens Fan Fest presented by Progressive Insurance on Saturday. This Saturday, August 8th, from 12 to 5 p.m., Edgewater Beach. What better place? The party is free to attend. We hope to see you there. Fans can place a $28 initial deposit on a Cleveland Sirens season ticket membership. You can shop official team apparel and merchandise by visiting clevelandsirens.com. Let me tell you, the merchandise, you guys are going to freak out. It's incredible. I need it immediately. You are too. It's great. I hope you check it out. For all the media that's here, we will host media availability with our speakers just off to the side of the stage to my right. We ask that all of our guests in the club level, please wait to leave your seats until our media have exited the section. Thanks, everybody, and go Cleveland Sirens!